And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, into the Ysn Power Hour for this Friday. I didn't hit the record fast enough, so you don't get an intro today. Welcome to a Friday edition, kind of a free-for-all Friday. It is March 4th, 2022, and as we typically do on this show, we start with Today in Sports History. And ladies and gentlemen, today in sports history, you'll want to know that, I just saw it. Babe Ruth in 1927 became the highest paid player in MLB history when he signed a 3-year, $70,000 per season contract with the New York Yankees. A little bit different in today's day and age, and what the players want and what the owners are willing to give. $70,000 per year back in 1927, which of course, with inflation the way it is today, I don't know what that is. What would it equal out to today? But I got to believe it would be up there on the Richter scale, so to speak. So 1927, $70,000 a year for Babe Ruth, 3-year contract with the Yanks. Unbelievable how times have changed. 70,000. I'm sure that maybe the guy that wipes down seats at Yankee Stadium is making $70K a year for the Yankees this time in 2022. So, how the times have changed, ladies and gentlemen. And how the times will change tonight. We have a full docket for you here on the network. Let's get you a preview of these live games tonight. All available to you for $9.99. And I'm talking one payment, all the games. We've got 5 games available to you, all starting at 7 p.m. We have making sure this is the right one. Yeah, that's right. Jefferson versus Camel, boys basketball. That tip-off is at 7 o'clock. 2 YSN schools, 2 more YSN schools. Louisville and Howland, sure to be a great game. That's available to you. Louisville at St. Thomas Aquinas. That's we've already had a lot of calls about this game. There's a lot of intrigue and interest in what the Rockets are going to do tonight against a very good St. Thomas Aquinas team, one that's got a lot of waves around them. And if Louisville, I'll put it this way. If Louisville, and I think they might, if Louisville is able to win tonight, not only are they the real deal, but they can look back and say, we've been legit this entire time. And all you haters, all you naysayers, you can go fly a kite. Because this would be a huge victory, not only in program history, but I think the first time in over 20 years that Louisville and Rocket Nation would bring down a district title. So good luck to the Louisville Rockets tonight. In other news, Warren, JFK, and Matthews going head-to-head, talking to, if you watched Running Point yesterday, you saw Coach Comlank say, it has been, another coach suggested that if these two teams play 100 times, JFK might win one of them. Sounds like a speech from a movie. But I will take it like this. The one. This, to me, is the one game. This is that one game that the boys in blue, or I don't know if they'll be in blue tonight, but if JFK will come ready to play. Coach K always has his team ready to go. And to be the underdog, we always talk about it on the show. Why does everybody look at JFK like they're underdogs? I don't understand it for the life of me. Have we not learned our lesson? Have we not learned the lesson to give JFK bulletin board material that they can put up and say, you know what? Let's just go out and play with the house money they gave us. Coach Comlank does a great job at many things, but above all else, he takes what you're known for and he cuts it up. You're not getting it. If you're known for making great steak, you better get used to grilling some cheeseburgers that night, because Coach K is going to take away everything with his troops. And by golly, Matthews, they got 2 great guards and to speak of. And obviously they've made waves on their own, but very rarely do you come across a team like JFK that is going to sit there and give you what you want. And I don't expect a whole lot of those 2 guards. I think they're going to try to at least close out Matthews in their guard play tonight. So it's going to be up to the bigs, and Matthews has some bigs that can put up some points. So it's going to be interesting. You're going to want to watch that one. And again, you can watch it for $9.99 as well as the 4 other games. But this is the one, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm going to discuss at length. For a regional championship, a trip to Dayton on the line tonight, 7 o'clock. It's Norton, and it is the Salem Lady Quaker basketball team. Let's fly. Let's go. There's nothing like it. The Quakers, for the first time since 2004, in a position to get in the state semifinals. Now, I don't know how historic the majority of you are, but I will tell you this, that in 2004, there were 3 pieces of this year's team that were on and components of that year's team. One of them, Sarah Hamilton, was a player at the time and was able to enjoy that run. And a lot of the same things that they did in 2004, she's instilled into her team this year. Renee Drager, also a coach on this team, an assistant coach, and she was on that team with Sarah. One of the big reasons outside of their friendship, they wanted that winning mentality to be part of this year's team. This is not a one and done, folks. This is a team that has been a very good program for as many years as YSN has been around, and even further. You dig it all the way back to the early 2000s, early 2000s rather. Early 1000s, I don't think they were very good. But 2000s, that was a different story. There's a mentality in Salem now. There's a mentality of, we're the team in Columbiana County that everybody just keeps patting on the head and say, oh, you're good for Columbiana County. No, folks, they're good for the state. They are in the Elite 8 right now. And after tonight, I project that they will be in the Final Four. And not that my projection means anything, because I can be a little biased. But I would say that at the end of the day, if you watch this Salem basketball team, and of course they've had their matchup problems this year with 3 teams, I think, is the total losses this year, twice to Marlington and then one at the end of the season. I think Salem matches up very well. I think they match up very well. It's going to be a low-scoring game, which doesn't excite many people, but it excites me. I think it fits right into the mold of what Salem wants to do and who they are. They're a fast team. Norton seemingly did not want to run the floor too much. Not saying that they can't. I've only seen one game, so I can't judge a book by its cover, but I will say this. I think they look at that Salem tape and nobody wants to play a team like Salem this time of year, because you've already got wounds you're licking, and I don't think there's enough tongue, so to speak, to lick the wounds that Salem is going to give you at the end of a game. Case in point, West Geauga. West Geauga last week, they are still black and blue from all the bruises and bumps that they had to go through in order to just stay with Salem for 2 quarters of the game. Salem ran away with that game for half of it, and at the end of the day, the score was not indicative at all of what Salem brought to the table. Salem probably could have won by 20 to 25 at the end of the game. Probably should have, when you think about it. But at the end of the day, you sit there and you wonder. My one, and I hope the girls are watching, my one, not complaint, not critique. Yeah, it is a little bit of a critique. I'll give them that. Can Salem put their foot down on the pedal and lay off the brake? Because we've seen this team start out to 12-0 runs during games. We've seen this team completely blow teams out of the water. But the compassion of these young ladies, it's not that they're complacent. It's that, we can give up a bucket here or there. This is the time of the year that you want to be the bad guy. You're destined to do well, to be the good guy. But you want to be the bad guy. There has to be some part of you that you absolutely have to go to a dark side and say, guess what? We appreciate you. We value you. We respect you as an opponent, but you're not scoring on us, because this is our story. We have the pen and we're writing our story. And Salem, to me, has come close to that, but they have not underlined their defense the way that I think and hope and pray they will tonight. Tonight, I believe, and I probably will, I can have a lot of crow to eat tomorrow, but Salem shows up in championship games. Salem shows up when there's medals and hats and T-shirts on the line. I think the girls show up tonight again. I think it's going to be a party in Barberton. I think it's going to be a great experience, and I think these Salem Quakers deserve this for the seniors. They deserve it for their coaching staffs. They deserve it for the fans, and most of all, they deserve it for every lady on that lineup. Because what I love about Sarah Hamilton and the way she's built this program is that it doesn't matter who or where you are in the lineup. If you are bought into Salem basketball, you are part of that Salem girls basketball family, and I love it. I think she's doing great things for those young women. I think those young women will be leaders for years and years and years to come, no matter what they do. You look at some of these seniors, Krista Barley, Jenna McClish, Abby Perry, the list goes on and on. The Davidson Chuck girls. I just, and I know I'm leaving somebody out, so I apologize. I'll make sure I figure out who and get you taken care of for the game tonight. But they're different, and I mean that in the best way possible. They're different, and they are going to be different. It's not the same old story with these girls. So good luck to them tonight. Finish the job, and we have a 3 letters we like to throw around here called LFG. And tonight, it's just going to be LF. We're cutting out the G. It's Let's Fly. Let's fly. Lady Quakers right in to that state semifinal, and hopefully we can bring home the gold, because stars are starting to align here in Salem, Ohio. And I think the girls are not only bought in, but they are invested in this 2022 campaign. And this is, I forgot to tell you from the top of the show, this is going to be an abbreviated Power Hour, because I do have to get out to Barberton tonight and get things set up and get things going. But wanted to make sure we covered the games tonight. A couple, at least one game that we had last night. It's sad. I mean, it's sad this time of year when you lose teams, and you look at last night, and the Springfield girls season comes to an abrupt close last night when they lost to the Buckeye Central Bucks 61-28. You can look at what the final score is, but I will say this. You can't define Springfield by one game. What a great season that team had. You look at, all the players on that roster that comprised the Springfield Tigers girls basketball team this year. What a ride. What an absolute ride. And Springfield continues to impress, not just by how they play, but the way they carry themselves on the floor and off the floor. Just high character young ladies. Congratulations to the entire coaching staff, to the community. What a great season for them. Obviously not the way you wanted it to end. But again, we talk about it on the show all the time. There's only one team at the end of the year that ends on a victory. So good luck to them. Still got a lot of great talent that they'll carry over into next year, and I'm sure that they're going to be even hungrier. That's the way Springfield is, right? They do great things, and then they get hungrier for the next year. So I'm excited. And JC Mullen is committed to the YSN All-Star Game, so you'll have Springfield represented very well there, and it's an exciting time. It really is an exciting time for all these teams in the area. As we did talk about the All-Star Game yesterday, keep track on ysnlive.com, and of course all of our social media channels, especially for the rosters, or what the rosters will be comprised of. That's the word. So we have a ton. We're going to have close to 100 players, if not 100 players, in that gymnasium on March 26th for the South Range High School for the YSN All-Star Game. That all the proceeds, of course, again, benefit Golden String, but it is a who's who of players from this area. And, it's people always say, well, you could have put this player in. You could have put this. And trust me, we have long discussions about some of these players, and it's hard to keep these players off the roster because we have so much talent, and that speaks to the programs. It speaks to our area. It speaks to these kids. Speaks to these parents. If you're upset that you didn't get on the roster, I do apologize. It's not a popularity contest. It's first thing is what do you do on the floor. Second thing is what do you do off the floor. Some of that stuff goes into it from a perspective of people that we want playing part in our All-Star game. It's not necessarily always about basketball. It's a lot of times it's about who you are, the character that you bring to the table. Maybe something that one of our announcers saw during the year that really stood out to us that wasn't necessarily a basketball move, but a high character move. We want to really thank and put that on a pedestal. So that's kind of how things are brought up around here. I know that we had a lot of people asking questions about, well, why do you have this guy and not this guy, or this girl and not this girl? And oh, by the way, we are continuing the graphics that are coming out. So we're getting a lot of questions about, hey, you don't have a representative from, trust me, we have representatives from every single school, whether they can make it or not. We're making sure that their graphics do go up. One of them is Lakeview's Maggie Pavlansky, which we're super excited that she's on our All-Star team, but she wasn't able to make it. She's going to be in Indianapolis that weekend for volleyball. So, we tip our cap to her and we say thank you, and she'll have her own graphic representing her as an All-Star. So, because that's what we think of her, and we'll announce her during the game, even though she can't make it. We don't want you to miss out on big things that are going on. We are honored that you come to our game without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, and it's going to be a good time. But I will say this, if there are other things that you've already committed to, we do not want you to decommit just to be part of this All-Star game exhibition. We'll miss you, certainly. And it's, it's going to be a fun night, but you're committed. And if you've listened to this show or listened to YSN at all, you know that we appreciate more than anybody multi-sport athletes. And we do not want to make you choose. And if you have to choose, we always hope you choose the other way because we're fans. We're fans. And I would much rather you go and impact somewhere else that you're looked on as a key player or a key part of that team than an exhibition, quite frankly. But that being said, it is going to be a party. It is going to be fun. We're going to have some great music, great food. I know that South Range does a bang-up job with all their concessions, and then it's going to be a good time, playing against some of these players you'll never have the opportunity to play against and have the stories to tell 10, 20, 30 years down the road. So hope everybody can make it. Admission, $5, no matter the size or age. So again, proceeds all going to Golden String. So I think $5 is a small price to pay to see all that talent in one gymnasium. Enjoy it. It's one ticket gets you in. So, we're not going to clear out the gym for the boys game. It's going to be if we can find you a seat, we'll find you a seat. We got seating in the mezzanine. There's opportunities outside not outside, but in the cafeteria because it's right off the gymnasium as well. So, and one of the things we're talking about, and you can tell me if we're crazy, but we'd like to have like autograph sessions. So kids bring pictures or bring your I don't know if they still have autograph books. Bring your signs and we'll have autograph sessions that players can autograph your signs and things of that nature and take pictures with you during the game, because with 50 kids on during a game, there's going to be some downtime. So we're going to try to capitalize on that downtime, get fan interaction, and the next generation of basketball players is going to be just as important as this one. And I think that's another nice little thing about our game that we do that nobody else does is we want fan interaction. We want player interaction. And that's what we're going to get. We'll have player interviews. It will be streamed on ysnlive.com as well. So we'll have player interviews going up and talking about their seasons, things of that nature. And it's going to be a party. Can't tell you enough. We're excited for everybody to come out. So $5 gets you in the door all night. And then we'll have 50-50 raffle tickets and different things to go along the way. We're still working on some of these other things. So excited for it. above all else, really, really excited for it. We got to take a break, though. And when we come back, again, we're going to have more talk about tonight's games, where we think they're going to go. I know our boys out in Barstool Howland are very interested in what the opinion of this guy is. So, Barstool Howland, don't go away, because you're going to want to hear what I have to say when I come back right here on the YSN Power Hour, brought to you by these great sponsors.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
For a great vehicle and a great experience, come to Boardman Mitsubishi today. As always, our full lineup of Mitsubishi models comes with a standard 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Boardman Mitsubishi, your hometown Mitsubishi dealer since 1999.
Coca's Pizza, always supporting our community and our local athletes. Stop in on game day or score big and have it delivered right to your door. Check out our daily specials at cocaspizza.com. That's Coca's Pizza, we serve it hot.
At Hubbard Chevrolet, Hubbard can help you get the financing you need regardless of your situation. I'm Tony Page, and I've helped thousands of customers in Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania buy a vehicle. Visit HubbardChevy.com to get pre-approved. Remember, folks, Hubbard can help.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Oakley with you here on an abbreviated version of the Power Hour, more like the Power Half Hour today, as I got to get out to Barberton for the Salem-Norton game. Excited for that one, and obviously I think there's going to be a lot of eyes that are going to be feasted on that game. So, again, $9.99 gets you 5 games tonight. We're going to go over those games again and get you kind of some picks or what to expect, or at least what we expect from those games. I don't know where Q is. Q's supposed to be here helping me out with these picks today. So Q, if you're out there, I don't know where you are, man. I hope you're all right. I hope we don't have to send out a search party for you. But here we go. Let's go to back to ysnlive.com and get these official games we have tonight. Jefferson at Camel. All right, so 2 YSN teams do in battle tonight. Jefferson, the Cinderella of this story, naturally. People have not given Jefferson even a second look this year, and they continue to win. And then you have the other side where Camel is the top of the power rankings for the boys this year, almost completely controlled it the entire year. Then you see, is this David versus Goliath? Is this house money for Jefferson, and Camel has to do everything right to win this game? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that Camel just has to play their game. They have to do what they do best. That's run the floor. They've got Kevin Moore, and they've got 4 other guys and a nice deep bench that they can go to and score if you take away Kevin Moore. So Jefferson's going to have their work cut out for them tonight. And I don't know how else to put that. But they've had their work cut out for them every night, and they continue to win and impress and shock people, which we don't know why. Kind of like one of those situations like JFK that we're going to talk about. We already talked about. Why are people stunned when Jefferson continues to fly over their opponent? It's going to be interesting. Jefferson, not the winner of the NE8, but you have opportunities to the winner of the NE8 is not playing right now. And you have two teams from the NE8 that are representing in Jefferson and in Poland. Poland will play tomorrow. Yes, Poland plays tomorrow against Cheney. And you've got Springfield that plays against Mooney. We're going to talk about that real quick here in a second. But if I had to pick between Camel and Jefferson, I'm going to take Camel for the simple fact that Camel has been tested all year. Not that Jefferson hasn't. Camel has been absolutely living up to the hype all year, and Soup City is believing right now. So grab your spoons, Camel, and let's roll. I think that Camel is the team tonight, and I think that's nothing taken away from Jefferson. They've had a great year. They can continue and put an emphasis on their great year tonight with this district championship if they beat Camel, because that is quite the feather in their cap, a falcon feather, so to speak. But I'm going to be interested to see this one, how it turns out, because I think this goes one of two ways. I think this is Camel domination, or if it's a close game, Jefferson could have the upset because they like close games in Falcon territory. So we'll see how that goes. That game's 7:00 right here on the network. Louisville and Howland. Oh, you Barstool Howlanders. The last time we had a pick, it was Howland versus Ursuline, and my pick was taken out of context. It was cut up like a construction paper with kindergartner scissors on the internet. So I'm going to make this as direct as possible. I am taking Louisville in this game, and let me tell you why. And you can say it's a bad take, but Will Aljancic is one of the best basketball players in this area, bar none. 6'5" frame, I think. And he can do it on both sides of the floor. I'm taking Aljancic. I'm taking the supporting cast. I'm taking Coach Siegfried, that has a ton of experience and a ton of wins under his belt. And not that Howland is not going to give Louisville a game. And I'm not trying to waffle this, but I will say this. If Masucci is taken out of the game, as he was previous game, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. The supporting cast for Howland is there. Don't get me wrong, but you're playing a big school in Louisville, which has, that basketball in their veins. It's going to be a challenge for Howland. Can they pull it off? Absolutely. Absolutely. I've learned, Barstool Howland, never doubt Howland. Never doubt the den shows up. And we talked about this during that Ursuline game, that if the den shows up, you guys are the sixth men. You are you can rattle people like no other. But you got to show up. And by the way, this team's got to give you something to cheer about. Louisville has done something very well all year. Will they do it tonight? I don't know. They have taken crowds out of the games. They've taken crowds out of the games because you have guys that can shoot the ball from all over the floor. They dominate inside. They can match up, and not that Ursuline couldn't. You took away Terrence Pankey. I think he had 6 points, something like that. And obviously down the stretch, you absolutely stifled their offense, stymied their offense. I think Louisville is going to be a different story. I do. The Leopards are a different team. They are well-traveled. They're on a mission. And I think that they pull this one out. I think it's going to be another close game. I think Louisville wins by, I'm going to say 5. Let's say a 5-point game with free throws down the stretch that extends it. So really it's a 2 or 3 point game with some free throws. So I'm going to take 5, maybe 7, somewhere in there. So, all right, Barstool Howland, cut up your clips, do what you want to do. But make sure you do it with journalist integrity, because I will cut this clip up as well, and we will match them up, and we'll have a real Barstool situation to where Dave Portnoy will be proud of what I bring back. Just make sure if you cut it, you cut the whole thing. You don't do the old switcheroo and try to put words in my mouth or take things out of context like you did last week. Just remember, we're always watching. Lowellville at St. Thomas Aquinas. I'm going Lowellville. I'm going Pain Train. I'm going Rocket Express. I'm going Vinny Ballone, Anthony Lucente. I'm going with that whole squad. And I'm saying that they pull what I consider to be an upset against St. Thomas Aquinas. I'm taking them. They are riding the hot hand. They extinguished one of the best teams in the area, I think, in Heartland Christian, in one of the best games we've seen in a while, until like the next night when Poland went in overtime. But I'm taking Louisville. So let's fly, Rockets. Next game, I'm going JFK over Matthews. I think Coach Comlank is going to shut down the high-powered guard offense of the Mustangs. And I think that the Eagles, once again, fly under the radar into their into a district championship and into the regional round where nobody saw it happening. So good luck to Coach Comlank, his team, and I'm Warren JFK. And then it brings me to Norton versus Salem, the girls' basketball game tonight. This is going to be a low-scoring affair. And I joked earlier with some of the guys, 13-12 is going to be the final score. Do I really believe that? No. But I think it's going to be somewhere in the 20s. Unless Salem catches fire from beyond the arc. Because if they catch fire, like we've seen many times this year, beyond the 2-point perimeter, so to speak, my goodness, it could be a 20-point game. But I'm going to err on the side of caution, and I'm going to take Salem winning 29-23. 29-23. That's my final score. Salem wins an absolute monster defensive game, 29-23. I'm interested. And I'm interested how we get there, because is Salem going to have to play from behind in order to get the lead, or is Salem going to take the lead the entire way and take away the Coach Miller's ability to be a maestro on the floor? Because he left me very impressed after that win over West Branch. I've got to admit, West Branch is a very tough team to control, and his players listen. They listen well. I think he called a timeout once during that game because they weren't doing what he wanted them to do, and it cost them a run of 5 or 7 points during that stretch. So I'm tipping my cap. I think Salem's going to get the win, 29-23. That's what I'm going with. So we'll see how I do tonight, and I'm sure that the Howland Barstoolers are going to take over and cut me up and chop me up all kinds of ways. So, all right, that is no, that can't do it for a show. We still have paid promotions here. Here we go. This is going to be our Joe Dickey Electric. What's your spark? The Joe Dickey Electric, What's Your Spark, presented by Joe Dickey Electric and DickeyElectric.com, proudly powering the Valley for over 60 years. You can visit them on the web, DickeyElectric.com, or in North Lima at their location. Okay, so positive spark. Excited for the five games tonight, without a doubt. Excited for the weather coming this weekend. My good, it's going to be close to 70 degrees on Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, get out. Get out of your homes. Go enjoy this weather. Go for a walk. Go for a jog. Enjoy it. I know there's going to be a little bit of rain, according to Storm Tracker 21. Don't worry about it. It's not snow, because we all know this game, right? It's going to be fake spring this weekend, and then it goes back to 20 degrees. Enjoy the sunshine this weekend. It's all we're going to get for another month. So enjoy it. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy basketball tonight and tomorrow. Reminder that Springfield and Cardinal Mooney play tomorrow. It was a game that was moved from tonight to tomorrow because they play in Salem. So make sure you enjoy that game, 3 o'clock tomorrow. Don't miss it, right here on the network. That's going to do it for our show today. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you, and we will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. YSN thanks you for